Hello, everyone. It is Bet on It, the Monday Night Football edition. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Marco in VR. All right, I got to clear the air here. I went a little crazy on Saturday on Twitter, per usual. I get fired up. Let's see, Thursday night, VR gave out the Falcons as his best bet. I coughed. You didn't catch it. That's not my fault. VR said he had some gold. He told me during the commercial break, and I still gave it to you guys and didn't get a lot of love for it. So on Saturday, when Georgia State was getting blown the F out, because that's exactly what happened there, and I saw my Twitter mentions, I could not keep quiet. So I know we're talking Monday Night Football, but I wanted to address this first. Let me bring in the guys, Marco and VR. It's still been a really great couple of weeks, but I think we need to kind of talk about this one. VR, I'm going to let you have the floor.
Yeah, for me, bottom line is this. I don't care about any bashing or stuff like that. I prefer banter that's actually, I could learn something, or we could learn something from each other. The guys that come in and just say, oh, that you suck. I've done this long enough that I've realized those are guys that they just want validate. Like, they're happy when they see someone like me lose a free bet because it validates to them that everyone loses, that no one wins. So it makes them feel better about losing. But they're not willing to look at the next sentence, which is, I'm up this year in college football, or I'm up for the year, or I've turned a profit 5 straight years. They don't want to know that part because that don't make them feel good. But the part of losing validates to them, like, see, everyone loses. So I'm okay with that. But what's important to me is that the information I share is understood. And like last Monday, I gave out 3 plays on Monday Night Football that were actually premium bets. I bet them. I released them to subscribers. I backed my opinion with my cash. It was the Rams under first half, under for the game. Now, I don't care how it's going to get graded for this show, whether you give me a 1-0, a 3-0. What matters to me is that you understand that that's actually a bet. Where on the flip side, I gave you a teaser this week. I gave you the Sunday night game. I didn't bet any of those. I didn't bet a single teaser in week 7 or 8, whatever it was, of NFL. I didn't bet the Sunday night game last night. In fact, while the Sunday night game was going on, I was betting and looking at this week's stuff. And I really want to quickly, before we go to Marco, I want to thank you guys for going there and smashing that like button. And that's what shows us support. I want to give you as much info and knowledge as I can and free picks that win. But I don't always have a bet that I placed because we do this show early. And I want you to know, like, if I tell you it's a premium bet, yeah, I backed it with my money. If it's a pick, then it's on you what you want to do with it. Now, with Georgia State, yeah, I bet it. It wasn't even a big bet for me. Up until Wednesday, Kelly, Tuesday, we had placed 2 bets, Tulane and Georgia State in college football. Tulane had moved past 3 all the way to 4, 4.5. Value gone. So I give Georgia State. Towards the end of the week, my subscribers will tell you, because we had bet the Georgia State over. We bought off the Georgia State total. I bought off the over. I couldn't buy off the side because we had gotten +3 and it went to 3.5, 4. So I can't end up taking the worst of it to get off. So I let my subscribers know we have to eat this. It's one of those situations where we took a bad number because of that we have to eat it. But it's not me making an excuse. It's just I want the guys watching this to understand what we're trying to do. And that's to share info with you that will help you make better bets on top of any free picks we give. So to say thank you, if you want, when this is over, I don't bet handicap the election or nothing, but one of my main guys just sent me 5 plays. I'll share them with you, and I'll give you what we've bet. 5, 6 college bet football already, 2 NFL. I only gave 1 NFL to subscribers, 1 college football to subscribers that I consider gold. The rest I haven't confirmed is being worth a bet, but we did move on them. I'll share them with you guys if Kelly gives me a minute at the end of the show, so you can know at least Sharps got out ahead on these games for this upcoming week. And I'll let you know the 2 sides that we did bet. And for Monday night, I'm going to let you know premium plays because I did bet the side and the total. And after going 8-1 on 4 and 5% plays yesterday, we have $9 Monday. If I put out this package, do you have any idea how much money I would have made today? But I won't. I'm just going to give it to you for free. That's my way of saying thank you. So if it goes 0-2, make sure you come back and bash me and blame me for your misery. If it goes 2-0, make sure you don't come by and say good call, VR.
Marco, before I let you have the floor, I knew we were in trouble with Georgia State when our fearless leader, Johnny Detroit, texted me, "Oh no, Georgia State is a sharp square side." And I said, "Sharp square side? What does that mean?" And he goes, "Every single capper is on Georgia State." And boy, was he right. There was an NFL game like that earlier in the year. It just seems like when all of us tend to be on the same side, sometimes that's a kiss of death as well. Marco, I'll let you have the floor.
Yeah, Kelly, as I said on Twitter Saturday when we were getting all those well wishes, that there's a couple facts in life and in sports betting. And one fact is it doesn't matter if a game wins or loses by a half a point or 50 points. You win or lose the same amount of money. You don't get any style points. It's just graded as a win and a loss. And me personally, I know it sounds stupid, but I'd rather lose a game by 50 points than to get beat on the final play of the game by a half a point or something like that. Another thing to say is, our record, guys, with the best bets have been good. You guys have followed us, all season long. We're winning the best bets. We're winning on the show. And all we can do is try to provide the best. I had Georgia Tech on Saturday. I gave it to my clients. I like to play. I started out Saturday. You want to talk about, before you even get your morning coffee down, because out here on the West Coast, these are 9 a.m. starts. My first two plays of the day for clients lost by a combined score, Kelly, of 100-10. 100-10, my first two plays. I had Georgia Tech and I had Memphis. You know what?
Georgia
We
State,
ended up when the dust settled, we went 4-2 for the day. We hit our 5% play, and I so wanted to go back in, but I didn't do it because my 5% game of the month was Auburn, and they were an underdog, and they won 48-11. I wanted to go in and do the happy dance and say, how much extra did I win? Because they won by so much. But, you just got to, like Larry Fitzgerald in the NFL, just hand the ball to the referee after the touchdown. They're all the same. But, Kelly, we got something more that I want to talk about. Yesterday, an old friend reached out to me and asked me to do him a favor. And I normally don't use this platform to do it, but I felt it was important. He said, would you get this message to Kelly for me? And I said, you know what? I will do that for you because, you've been good to me in the past. And if our producer, Joe, can get that, I sent him the message, Kelly, this is for you. Where is our producer? All right, I got to keep talking. We need a second. My producer said he was gone. I guess he's having a hangover from working with Prez for the first time.
I'm so confused right now.
Here it comes. He says, we got the scroll going across the bottom, but what it says there, because here we go. Kelly, can we give it another try? What do you think, Kelly?
I want to know the worst part about that game. So I had Packers in a teaser from Wednesday on the show, and then I ended up on Vikings +6, and I just wasn't happy with the result. I should have been. Of course, I had no money line sprinkle. I thought the game would land around 3. Packers couldn't get it done. Killed my teaser. Coach Zimmer definitely won my heart back with that one. That was a great performance by Dalvin Cook.
All right, and we came in with the barking dog on that one. So, Kelly, he will be happy. I'll let him know. I'm sure he's tuning in to see what your response was.
I had no idea where you were going with that one. Marco, you absolutely cracked me up. All right, on to Monday Night Football. I did want to start off with a tweet from our guy, Ralph Michaels. This one was really interesting. We know that he is our resident stat man, and he said this is a legitimate wow stat. When the New York Giants are a dog at home, the road team is 25-3 against the spread. That's 89.3%. The Giants are 14-2 against the spread as an away dog, but at home, 1-11 against the spread. This one's been an interesting number. We know it started off a little bit lower. It ticked all the way up to 12.5. It's kind of settled around 12 here this morning, Monday, 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Total 45.5 or so. VR, I'm going to go to you first. I know that you said you have 2 bets on tonight's game for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and the side I really like the strongest, if I had to say this is my best bet for Monday night, it would be the under. The problem is we went under 48 and we went under 47 is what I released it to subscribers. And now you're looking at 45.5. Hopefully it gets to at least 46 at some of the square shops as money starts coming in, if you agree with me and you could get a better number. Because it's key. Again, that what matters is, like, sometimes it's better to pass if you don't get a good number than to bet a bad number. And a perfect example is like last night in Sunday Night Football. I actually, like I say, I look in the back end, I get to see what bettors bet, and I saw guys betting the Eagles, and I swear to God, I actually wrote it down because I wouldn't have even remembered it. A guy took the Philadelphia Eagles down to -8, -150. And he bet $90 to win 60. So he was laying -150 to get it down to Eagles -8. Do you have any idea what that means? He's saying that there's a greater than 60% chance that they win by more than 8, but there's not a 52.5% chance that they win by more than 10. That's what he concluded somehow in his mind. How that could ever make sense is beyond me. And that's why I always say, if you want to get into this industry, get on that side of the counter. It's so much easier. People are just willing to hand you their money. It's harder to earn it laying 11 to win 10. So don't bet in the bad numbers. I think there's still some value though, because this total was really inflated based on Tampa Bay putting up a lot of points over those last 2 weeks, 70 plus points. And I thought there was some value there because this Giants defense has played a lot better, at least than the offense has, other than that game against San Francisco where they allowed 36, and Dallas, which got away from them. Their defense has showed up in some games. More importantly, on the handicap, Giants have nothing to play for. I mean, this is a team where the season's pretty much over, even though you're in the NFC East. But it's not a divisional game. I'm saying it's a primetime game, Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay coming to town with Tom Brady, and you're getting double digits. I took a bad number on the Giants. We took 11.5 on the Giants. Obviously, that's up to 13. So that's not a good bet. I placed a bad bet. Even if it wins, it's a terrible bet. Now at 13, I like it a little more. And that goes to Kelly's, where Kelly tweeted about her CLV trophy. And I know it sucks when you get great CLV and you don't cash a ticket. But again, unfortunately with sports, we don't see the long term quickly because it takes a while to place a lot of bets. To get into the long term of 500,000 bets takes a long time, unlike something like blackjack where you could place 200 bets in an hour. So you see the long term quicker, and you understand that making the right choice long term pays off. CLV pays off. You get to see it in real time, where with sports, you don't get to see it in real time. Where if you get CLV, it takes a while for that to turn into profit. But I promise you, Kelly, if you're getting that CLV, you're doing the right thing, and just continue to do it. So I like the under. That I would say is gold. I wouldn't say that the Giants side is, but I did back that opinion with my money. I have it at a worse number than it is right now. It's on you what you want to do, follow or fade. I just hope you make some money, or if you pass the night, enjoy your evening. Either way.
Thank you, VR. No, you're absolutely right. I've been making a lot of bad jokes about CLV between the Cowboys game a couple of weeks ago, holding a 3, it closing at a pick'em or even -1. That kind of stuff gets frustrating because you feel really good about the game. The same thing could have been said yesterday for the Niners. I was on them +3. They were my only loss in my Big 7 pick'em contest. I actually got 3.5 in the contest. Because they have stale numbers, and I felt so great when it closed. Niners -1, or excuse me, Niners +1, and that's the problem. Is I feel like it almost gets my hopes up. The CLV almost gets my hopes up.
I rarely watch games because of that, Kelly. I swear to you, because I feel like my job's done. My job's to place good bets. My job's not to play the game, not to see how the game plays out, not to celebrate the touchdowns. That's not why I do this. I worked all day, handicapped it to find a good bet, to find a position that's worth laying 11 to win 10. That's why I argued last night on Sunday Night Football. Even if you bet the Eagles, you're a moron. That was a terrible bet. How could you lay double digits? Out of all the games on Saturday and Sunday, out of all the casino games, craps, roulette, slots, with so much less hold than 4.5%, out of all the stuff you could have bet on yesterday, you found laying double digits with a 2-win football team as the best place you could risk your 11 to win 10? Are you serious? That was the best you could come up with? That's what I'm talking about. So that's why I say that's why I don't really even watch the shit. My job's to place good bets. Once I do that, it's on to the next one. If you got +3 in your pocket and the game goes off at a pick'em, +3 that's going to go off on a pick'em. That one's done. You can't do anything about it anymore. Your job is fun and we love it. We do sports because we're sports fans. We're not in this by accident. But if you're betting for profit, you got to separate the two a little bit. And the best way to do that is by realizing what your job is and then turn it off. Enjoy the time. Do what else you're going to do.
All right. I wish I had that ability. Marco, do you have the ability to just make bets and not watch the games? I think that's part of what makes me love the game so much is knowing that I have action. It's very hard for me to watch a game that I actually have no action on whatsoever. I feel like it's just not enjoyable for me.
Yeah, Kelly, that would be like me going to a buffet and just walking around and taking a look and then just, leaving. No, that doesn't happen, okay? we got to get in there, roll our sleeves up. Let's get into tonight's game here, Kelly, and you look at this one, and on the surface, there are going to be people that are going to look and, that old adage of, a home dog on Monday Night Football, that's gold. Well, that was gold way back when I was just, knee-high to a grasshopper because that just doesn't work anymore. That used to be gold. Back when I first got in the business, and Kelly, we're talking about 4 decades that I've been doing this, you just blindly bet Monday night home dogs. It was free money. And then it just, as the books do, they start to catch up. They adjust. And sooner or later, that edge is gone, and now it's the other way. It's a losing proposition. But people are going to be enticed by it because it is double digits, and they're going to look and say, you know what? The Giants, they may be 1-6 straight up, but they're 4-3 against the spread. They've only had one game this year that they lost by more than 10 points. That's going to get people a little bit interested in it. But as you pointed out with our stat man, Ralph, I didn't go back as far as Ralph did. I went back to the start of last season where basically we're talking about the Daniel Jones era. They're 0-7 as a home dog, okay, since Daniel Jones has been there. I'm just not sold on this team that they can get the job done. And we look at they're going up against a defense that's ranked number 8 in the country in the NFL at points per game. They're also number 2, the Tampa Bay defense, in yards per play. They're allowing just 5.0 yards per play, this Tampa Bay defense. When we think about Tampa Bay, what we think about right away is Tom Brady in the offense, and why not? They've scored 38 or more points in 3 of their last 4 games. They're clicking. They're rolling. It's Tom Brady, and what we've seen happen in New England, we're finding out maybe it was more Tom Brady than Bill Belichick. Or there's just nothing left in the cupboard in New England, one of the two or both. But people are going to want to look at Tampa. And I can't totally say I would disagree, but here's why I'm not going to be on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. And that is, look at the schedule. Look what's coming up. They have a monster game next week. Now, they've had a bunch of big games in a row. They played Chicago on that Thursday night game, followed up by that big showdown with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Then they went to Vegas, played in the brand new stadium, Allegiant Stadium, took care of business against the Raiders, and now they're playing the Giants. But they've got their biggest game of the year next week. They play the Saints. And even though they're tied right now, and if they lose, they're only 1 game behind, well, no, they're not, because they already played the Saints and they lost the first game of the season. The Saints caught them. the perfect time, Kelly, you and I were on the Saints in that game because it was the first game for Tom Brady without a preseason, without all the mini camps to, try to go out there and run this offense. It takes time. I don't care who you are. There's going to be a learning curve. And he had a couple interceptions in there, including a pick six. Looked like Jameis Winston in the same uniform that first game. But now it's a different story. But they have to win next week's game because they'll be, in essence, 2 games behind if they don't against the Saints, if they want to win this division. So if I'm Bruce Arians and company, do I want to empty the playbook today? Why? We want to save some of our best stuff for next week against the Saints. We don't want to show everything. We want to come in here. We just want to get the job done. Get in, get out, get a win. So where am I heading with this? I'm heading to the under. I agree with VR wholeheartedly on the under. And yes, we lost a little bit of value from what it opened up at. But guys, by game time, I think you'll see the 46 back again because the public is not going to bet the under. Joe Blow, who doesn't bet until the final 60 minutes before kickoff, when they're going to run to the window and make their $50 and $100 bets, they're going to bet the over. There's no way they're going to sit and watch the Tampa Bay Bucs with Tom Brady and have an under in their pocket. That's just not the gambler's mentality of the average bettor. So we'll get this back up. I like the under. I think that when they get the lead, they'll go totally vanilla, run the football, kill clock, get this game over with because they got to come back and play on a short week for their biggest game of the year. I'm taking the under 40 right now, the official line 45.5, but I will tell you, sit and wait and bet as late as possible. You'll get the best number on the under for tonight's game.
I'm glad we are all in agreement here now. VR, you had mentioned to the start of the show that you might have some gold you'd like to share with our audience. Do you want to share? Do you want to tell me later? I'll tweet it out. Do you have a couple of nuggets for us?
Yeah, I'll let them know everything we've bet so far. Again, here's what I've released already to subscribers. I can let you know. I gave them West Virginia +7 as a 4% play. That line's moved a little bit. And in the NFL, we took +4 on the Indianapolis Colts. I sent it out at 3.5. I'm doubt you could get 3.5 right now. That's the 2 that I've confirmed as legit plays. Now, here's some college football for you that I moved on. I want to see them win because I take a percentage of it, but I can't guarantee you we're not going to come in on the other side, that these aren't setups, they're not numbers plays. That I'll know as the week goes on and as I work on the games. Again, we've been betting these since the morning. I haven't had time to handicap 52 college football games. But we'll go 395 Western Kentucky +7.5. 293 Buffalo -10.5. 311 San Jose State +10. 362 Oregon State +2.5. 399 Texas A&M -8. 375 Oklahoma State -11. 285 Ball State +3. 292 Toledo -20.5. 381 Florida +4. 393 New Mexico +17.5. And under 48 Tampa Bucs. That's tonight's game. Tampa Giants, that was in there for tonight. That's pretty much it. Oh, you want the election shit? Here you go.
This is what I did an entire podcast on Wednesday. Now I'm curious.
Bet Trump to win Iowa, Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, and Georgia. That's Trump to win Iowa, Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, Georgia. No, these guys, I provide accounts. They've been betting this election, scalping both sides, betting all kind of shit. I went in there this morning, I dug through all the accounts, and I narrowed down the plays that actually look legit, that they didn't bet both sides on, that they got respect, that they put the most money on. And those 5 states, to me, appear to be if I was going to piggyback out of the 50+ bets they placed, those are the only 5 I would comfortably share, like with my guys.
Awesome.
You were on them?
You guys.
You agree with it?
I'm on all of them. I'm on every swing state, including I have Florida +120, and I also have Nevada +400, which I don't think Nevada will flip, but I made a good bet according to VR because they're now +275. So I will take it. We'll see if I actually cash the ticket. That's a whole nother story. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on an extended, very informational version of Bet on It for Monday Night Football. Now let's go cash that under.
Every Monday is $9 Mondays over at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com. Get any best bet or daily package for only $9.